Hello, JJ. You remind me of Lin Junjie 是吗？叶是吗？Okay, hi JJ. I'll call you JJ. Is it okay or Junjie? Which one?
JJ is okay.
Or Junjie? Which school are you from?
Diamond High.
IP.
Yes.
I see. Diamond High. Diamond or Diamond? Sorry.
Diamond High.
Diamond, right?
Diamond High.
Wait. DAIMAI, is it?
No.
Can you type?
I'll type it.
Can you? Thank you, sir. All right. Please turn on. Where is Hao Xuan is not in. Jason is on leave today. Okay. Okay, this seems to be, let me see, will it be the last lesson for the month, for this month's March? Let me check the calendar. No, next week will be one more lessons. So those of you have not handed in your essay, sorry, DJ, Jingjie, right? Jingjie, sorry, because you're halfway through. Usually every lesson we do have a homework, right? So this is the one we're talking about, the cause and effects, and we're supposed to break into the groups, the boys versus the girls, okay? And this is where you're supposed to take note. Later might we break you into the group first to discuss more of all these things. And the team leader, you have to get it up and done and make sure that you all share. Okay. So I think the girls have their own things really, right? So they can share, right, Warren? Because last week you're not here, right? Was it last week you're not here? Right. So we are supposed to share this one. Okay, so these are the 4 questions. Last week the questions that we did to practice. Today we have another exam. So every week now we don't call a test, we call the exam. Okay. I will take away the word test, so it's more or less like a small little exam here and there. So we have done this last week, and this week we are doing another different things. So before that, we go through the 4 questions. And thanks to Xiaoling, you have done 1 question. Like, do you agree that actually your question? So let's start off with Xiaoling first. Thanks for the last minute submission. Thank you so much. So this is your introduction. So I prefer you to write and on the full stack. Well done, you see. I feel that the blue color ink is much better than the one with the black ink. Okay. I want to show you another thing. You hold on. I nearly forgot. I think I should show you this one. Okay, so Xiaoling, where are you, Xiaoling? Hi, Zach. You cut your nice hairstyle. Sorry. Okay, Xiaoling, yes, yeah. Very good. Will you mind read to the class? I haven't marked. I just received only, so I just quickly cut and paste. Okay. So no need to apologize. Whatever you can, just submit your homework to Uncle Raymond. Okay, then we go through. Right, let's go.
When you hear the term extreme sports, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Your answer may be skydiving, parachuting, surfing, or boxing. However, skateboarding, mountain biking, camping, and diving are also labeled as extreme sports. All these activities are enjoyed by people all over the world, especially skateboarding. With that in mind, should extreme sports be banned? In my opinion, people enjoy extreme sports tremendously, whether they are participating or watching. Therefore, it should not be banned. Having said that, certain extreme sports like boxing should be banned, as injury and danger is not preventable in these sports.
I tell you, if you're going to ban this boxing, good luck to you, Charlie. Okay. In fact, in America and most of the country, they love boxing so much. In fact, boxing is also part of the Olympics sports events. Yes, there are people who got killed, especially through boxing and MMA, Muay Thai, all these extreme sports like fighting or even taekwondo, karate, you name it, all the sports that is you do with physical interaction fighting. So I just realized this, you're actually using your AIMS. The A stands for the atmosphere, and you create the atmosphere by saying that what is the first thing that comes to your mind? You are creating an atmosphere of people thinking, hey, hello, excuse me, you know this extreme sport is very dangerous. You know what's the first thing? The word extreme means really 太过夸张 or maybe too serious, right? Your answer means all these things. Have you heard of parkour, Xiaolin? You know it's parkour? Honey, you just came back from school, okay. Ziye, you know it's parkour? JJ, you know what is parkour? Do you like to
It's
do
basically just glamorized running.
that? Okay.
No, like you go run in a straight line, okay, and you choose to jump over every single thing you see along the way.
Jackie Chan is the best, Chen Long is the best. Jackie Chan and
That's yours is a certified stuntman. If you're just gonna run and jump over every single road curve you see, it's not cool.
Yeah, I like that kind of sports, no. Seriously, when I was there, I do all these kind of funny things, running from staircase here and there. Of course, get yourself injured. But that's one way to distress myself. Seriously, sorry. Maybe you come in a very funny car, the freak class here. Sorry, so we are all very freak. Okay, this is not a normal class. Anyway, Ziye, do you like parkour? Yes, Ziye, please answer. Hi, Jiaxin, please turn on your camera. What do you think? Don't like. How about Warren? I know you like Genshin. Besides Genshin, do you like other things like parkour? No. You like parkour? You like to jump here and there, like what? How many things? Running here and there, jumping a straight line, even get yourself injured, break your arms, break your legs, break whatever. Okay, it's fine. So would you think that these are okay? You give the interesting statements here, and then you continue to motivate by telling people with that in mind. Should extreme sport be banned? In my opinions, okay, this is your own motivation. It suggests that yes, it's going to be banned. Do you know the last time, telling many years, a few hundred years ago, you know, gladiators, when they fight animals, right? You know, like the animals in the arena, and then they fight, and then they will kill the animals, or either the animals kill the humans. So that is really extreme, and that one is very bloody. You should have death, or even the body all into pieces. So why do you think it is still extreme sport that is so serious and can cause death? Why? Okay, since you are doing this question, Charlie, and in fact, most of you are doing these questions. Just realize, yeah, for 4% doing these questions. And why do you think that Jiaxin and Kaiwen, maybe you can choose your question later on from here. And why do you think that extreme sport should be totally banned? Charlie, I know this is your introductions. Why do you think that it should be banned? By the way, these questions are all the IP questions, GJ. Okay, these are all the IP questions, probably from my previous students. All these, most of them, in fact, all I think yes. I will give out the answer for number 3 next round, and also number 4, 3 and 4. Okay. Next, back to you, Xiaoling.
I said that extreme sports should not be banned. For the second part.
You say it should not be banned? Oh yeah, sorry. Therefore, it should not be banned. Sorry. Oh, okay. Why do you think it should not be banned?
Because there are certain sports like parachuting, remember red lions from last NDP? That's considered an extreme sports, but many people enjoyed that performance as well.
Nothing wrong, but to me, I feel that certain extreme sport should be banned totally. Like some of them is really 变态 crazy. Like, you know, cockfighting, or even certain using a certain bull, you know, the bullfighting, the matador, right? This is considered one of the sports to me, okay? Like, you know, the bullfighting, the matador, 那个西班牙斗牛 the Spanish, right? All this is very bloody, and it's like, you know, adverse and things like that. I'm not sure. How about Kaiwen? Do you think, will you do this question if you are looking into this? Which question will you do?
Second one.
Jiaxin, last week you didn't choose. Jiaxin, did you choose? Jiaxin, you will do this one. Kaiwen.
Yeah,
I think I choose the people. What? Which one? Which what was it again?
Then this 4 questions. So, okay, Kai Wen will choose number 2. Okay, and then Jiaxing, which question will you
I chose
choose?
question 4.
Okay, 4, huh? Okay, JJ, which one will you want to choose?
Question 4.
Also question 4. Oh. How you pronounce the name? Jingjie, is it?
Yes.
Did I spell your name correctly?
Yes.
Okay, Jingjie, huh? Okay.
Do I?
Question 4. Okay, these 3 questions I do have answer, but the other 2
I have a
to
question.
search for.
I have a question. What's my name?
I didn't see your name. Last week you came,
Which lesson was that? Oh yeah, I wasn't here last week. I wasn't here last week.
Oh yeah, you're in Malaysia.
No, I was
Yes,
sick. I was sick.
Sorry, honey. Which question?
Does anyone have a random number generator?
No lah. You choose that. Come on. Okay, while waiting for Han Ling, why do you think this who choose this?
Number 4, please.
Thanks. Huh? Also number 4.
Number 4. Oh, Ziyue got the nice. Thanks. Number 4.
Number 4. Okay. For me, I would like to choose number 4 also, to be honest. Then next question will be number 3. The rest not important. Ke-Ying, you choose number 1, right? Okay, so Kai Wen choose number 2. Wow, that's very rare. Most of them is 3 and 4. Okay, so let's go to the next lesson. The next topics we're talking. Okay, so Charlie, I will wait for your answer for your full essay. Don't worry, okay? Okay, understand urban property. Just nice for those of you who are doing question number 4, right? Reimagining the more equal world, one that leaves no one behind. Is it possible? Yiting, is it possible that we can make, let's say you are the empress or the king, not the queen, or even the leaders of Singapore, or even the leader of a country, ex-country, say so-called. Yiting, do you think it's really possible to make every single one to be not in poverty, and every single one that will be able to live in a very comfortable life? Back to you, Yiting.
No, because like you can try your best, but then there will still be limitations to like how much you can help.
Sorry, Yiting, sorry, I don't like the word try. Uncle Raymond. Okay, don't try, you will cry, everything will dry. Okay, so I agree with what you say, you do your best. Don't use the word try. So JJ, in my class, I don't like the word try. Okay, if you don't try to do my homework, okay, it's either you do or you don't do. Okay, Yiting, you're not wrong to say that. No, you will do your best to see you can reduce the amount of poverty in your country. But what is the best way to reduce the amount of poverty in your country? Yiting, may you read the first 2 paragraphs? Let's go.
Reimagining a more equal world, one that leaves no one behind. Many Singaporeans cannot imagine that urban poverty could possibly exist in an affluent city-state like ours. Others may believe that relative poverty cannot be compared to the absolute poverty experienced by those in third world nations. Compared to extreme images of starving children or throngs of destitute families living in slums that we frequently see in the media, the effects of poverty in Singapore may seem nil, which may lead people to trivialize in the situation and leave those with fewer resources to continue struggling in urban poverty conditions.
Oh my God, Yiting, I can't believe if you are not showing your face to me. Honestly, not sarcastic to you, Yiting. I can't believe that is your voice. I'm serious. Okay, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just like, wow. It's like your voice sounds so mature, and I'm talking to my ex-student who are in the university. Your voice is totally different from 1 week. I think totally nice, good, but very sorry, not very with rhythm, a bit monotonous at certain point. No, now you understand all of you. When you're reading, please put your best, okay? But this one, well done. Your voice is very mature, eating very good. So starting, I really was very shocked. Reimagining. Well, it's like, wow. Now people will sit down and just like, there's another normal student reading. But suddenly you just break the monotonous air. Okay, so these two paragraphs of eating, what do you suggest? What do you think? How is your feedback? So JJ, so this is how we work in this class, because it's a Zoom class. Like it's different from face-to-face where, okay, class, can you stand up and read to me? What is he reading or what is she reading? Can you tell me that right on the board? So Zoom has some limitations. So Under Raymond is doing my best to make sure that one stone kill many birds. Reading, thinking in the 5-second rules, and then give me your feast spot. By now, some of you know what is feast spot. The famous idioms, similes, places, occupation, and proverbs. And also must give me like no. JJ, are you good in your Chinese? 你懂什么是七步诗吗？
Yeah.
来讲怎么那是谁的？是谁讲谁
曹丕和曹植，好像是。
？OK， 他讲什么？床前明月光，举头是故乡，对吗？
煮豆持作羹，读书以为
东是根本身，对吗 ？Something like that 啊。
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys see the star over the moon? Have you guys seen it?
Today the moon is different.
No, it's there's a star over the moon. Let me read.
I heard there is in line with some of the planets because I do like to study astrology, astronomy stuff, things like that.
It's
so back to you.
Pleiadian star cluster.
If the next few days you might see in line with all the planets. So JJ, you see, this is something like within 7 steps, he must say something before his brother is going to chop his head off and kill, right? So same thing, I'm training my students to think as fast as possible, to reflect as fast as possible, okay? Honestly, I don't care my class, whether you got NA or IP or IB or whatever express, you just do your best. 等一下，嘉欣有没有进来？嘉欣、浩璇进来了，喂，嘉欣。Oh, Justin is here. Okay, yeah. My classmates, my colleague is asking, 那个宝贝嘉欣在哪里? Okay, thank you. So, Yiting, back to you. Hao Xuan, please turn on your camera. Yiting, what do you think about these two paragraphs? While I sleep my Starbucks coffee.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, so Yiting, now for example, right? When you're reading these two paragraphs, summarize in your own words. Let's make it better, okay? For now, when I'm calling your name to read the paragraph, your job is to, okay, Uncle Raymond, these two paragraphs, what I believe, what in my opinion, I feel that these two paragraphs is talking about blah, 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 okay? Right, so it's also one stone kill JJ, I think you have your, wait, JJ, where are you? Where are you, JJ? Oh, sorry, I see already. So this is something like you also have summary in the school, right? Right, so you must be very fast, immediate. We use a so, then how. So you think, so these two paragraphs, what are they talking about?
We're talking about how like Singapore is so-called luckier in a sense because the poverty experience in our country is relatively lesser as compared to the third world nations. And so this would lead to like Singaporeans overlooking the whole situations, which makes those people who are suffering in poverty to continue suffering.
You think, do you think you thank God you stay in Singapore now or in other countries? No. You're doing social study, right? JJ, you also got social study now. Your school got social study for you? Do you take social study or other subjects?
We changed the name to active citizenship.
What do
But
you
it's the
study
same
for?
thing.
What do
Sorry?
you study in the active citizenship?
Oh, like race, religion, class, that kind of stuff. In Singapore.
Okay, is it a more okay? Oh, you changed the name. Okay, it's still the same. 换药不换汤，是换汤不换药。Okay, Yiting, yes. Do you think you're lucky?
Yeah.
If you answer your examiner like that, that's it, no? Correct now. You can't answer your examiner like, yeah, I know I would know your answer is yeah, but why do you think it's lucky?
Like you have a house to live in and then
A
you
roof,
have
right?
Yeah. And they have
Roof
access
above
to
you, huh?
basic necessities.
So my dear, when you do answer question, don't say yeah, don't want mono answer. Yeah, don't for all of you listening, seriously. We are now in term 2, the first week. It's getting even more tougher for all the Sec 3 students, I told you already. Okay. And in fact, I'm arranging for a mid-year exam in May for 2 days, one for paper 1 and one for paper 2. Okay, seriously. Face to face. I'm arranging for this class face to face. Okay, thank you. Do you know recently, the 2 or 1 days ago, eating, they got this old man in Singapore die at the void deck of a HDB. It's a homeless guy in Singapore, in Serangoon North or Serangoon Avenue or somewhere like that. Okay, so you see, it's possible that people in Singapore, they are also homeless, they are also poverty. There are people who are suffering. No need to go all the way extreme to Africa, to other parts of the world to find it. But back here in Singapore, very sad. Huh? Okay. Next, may I have Zach? Long time never see you, man. Let's go.
Compared to extreme images of starving children or throngs or of destitute families living in slums.
My bad. That's one. Here, sorry.
The truth is, in our shiny metropolis of high-rise building and glittering malls, urban poverty is still a largely invisible social problem, but invisible does not mean non-existent.
Kira?
Have you ever struggled to put meals on the table, gone to bed hungry, worried about having a continuous supply of water and electricity, or taken out multiple jobs just to scrape by each month?
Yes, I do. I see my ex-student when I was a teacher. Ever since my students facing this problem, don't have electricity. Okay, the mom passed away, the dad ran away. Okay, the brother had to quit IT just to eke a living. And during Chinese New Year, he has to go to 7-Eleven to buy a cup of noodles and a can of drinks. They're not eating in 7-Eleven, but went back home in darkness with a candlelight when the mommy's photo frame was on the table and eat with his mom who has passed away a few days ago. So sad, in Singapore, my ex-students. And I was like that when I was young. I don't even have these kind of luxuries to do. So how do we, okay, Zach, how do we help these people, or how do you think that this is the best way to get rid of this poverty? What is the best weapon to give to these people? Anyone can take part, Kai Wen, JJ, Yi Ting, Ke Ying, Mian Mian, Hao Xuan, Tian Yu, Jia Xing, Ziye, Han Ling. Anyone, which is the best weapon that you should arm with these people to get rid of poverty? Of course, Zach, you answer first.
Education.
Thank you. You answer the questions. Yes, it's education.
I apologize for not giving anyone else a chance to answer.
But how Ling, wait. You say you give them the weapon called education. Do you think it's 100% they will get this using education to have a good living?
All right. That's why it's called a weapon, right? You can choose to use the weapon or not.
Oh,
It doesn't necessarily have to be like you use it to get yourself something good. You can also use it to do something bad. You can also just not use it at all. That's why it's a weapon.
well said. But definitely education is the best weapons to arm to get rid of poverty. Well, power of friendship depends on, seriously, bro. It's not everyone. No doubt they say a friend in need is a friend indeed. But when you get into trouble, some friend ran away. Okay, I'm seriously. It happened to my godsons. Okay, you get into trouble, all the so-called 猪朋狗友, the Tom, Dick, and Harry friends ran away, and end up he was in trouble and back to police case. So seriously. So JJ, it happened to be so unlucky for you. You make with some friend, and happen one of your friend is a smoker. You know what happened? The police walk past, you're underage, right? Correct now. And then good luck. You say, no, sir, officer, I didn't smoke. Say, sorry, man. So 所谓近朱者赤，近墨者黑，听过这句话交的朋友要小心。So educations can 所谓的 you can divide into black and whites, but all depends on your, you're right, Harley. To a knife, to a butcher, the so-called the knife or is to cut meat. To a robber, the knife is to rob. To a housewife, a knife maybe do something else. True enough. So it all depends on what you see. Thank you very much. May I have Ke, can you have the next paragraph, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
These are common realities faced by those living in urban poverty, a type of poverty experienced by individuals and families in industrialized societies. People living in urban poverty often lack access of basic resources such as money, space, opportunities, and time to meet their basic needs. The same very resources many of us take for granted. Living in poverty while in the city is more difficult as the pollution and other environmental hazards are being added to the effect of poverty.
So my dear, what does this paragraph means to you? If you want to summarize in your own words, back to you. It's okay, you can use any language if you want, if I understand what you. 你可以用华语讲这段是告诉我们说，贫穷是到来怎么样不一样的家庭背景、家庭的环境。所谓贫穷，在这个方面在于科技的发达 ，you know something like that. My purpose for you guys is to talk seriously, learn to talk talk back to me and win me, just like this clown Hanling like that, talk back to me. How like that?
What do you
exactly
mean
like
clown, Joe?
I think my tuition. Okay. So 可以更新like Taiwan like that, you say from botak no hair to become so hair so long already. So nice, so thank. And now the face is really changed 几个礼拜没有看到你这样你看又是一样。
He definitely doesn't have more hair than me, though.
Can you stop talking about hair? I'm very sensitive.
At least he has more hair than you. At least he has more hair than you.
JJ, I hope you can get used to it. This is how I've been working with them, some of them for years. Yeah, here's supposed to be an F word. The F word, I'm serious, the F word, man. Yo, F word must be fun. F word, ma, correct now. Must be fantastic. F word, ma. Must be fabulous. F word, ma. Must be full of excitement. Also F word. And the last F word is the most important F word you're going to hear. You need to feel to become successful. 所谓失败是成功之母，对吧？ Right? And the last F start with F and end with K. JJ don't anyhow think, you think like a freak. Right in front of me, there's this book. Don't believe JJ, you type Google, think like a freak. Seriously, you got such a book. It's with me. If you don't think like a freak today, you got no handphone. Agree now, JJ. If you don't think like a freak today, you think got Albert Einstein to come up all this invention. Seriously, I'm an ex-teacher before, so I'm telling you, Sherry. Oh, Ke. Your sister will be having lesson with me tomorrow. Tell her no lesson tomorrow, huh? You know, right? Ke, before I forgot. Ke, hello? Hello?
Hi.
You know, because Uncle Raymond cannot have tuition tomorrow because I'm going to go back to police station to do my training for the whole day. So I really told my staff, my colleagues that tomorrow I can't have tuition because I have a police duty to do for the whole day. So I cannot make it. So tell your sister, I think my colleague already told all the Sec 1 students already. So yes, this paragraph, yes, Karin, what is it talking about?
Of poorer people having trouble or like
Having trouble with what? Say again?
poorer people are having trouble with their daily needs.
The daily needs, okay, yeah, okay, thank you. What else?
And
Nothing. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Goran, do you want to add on to this?
No. For now, no.
Huh?
For now, no.
Nothing.
No,
Ah,
not
yeah.
for now. In the future.
No, anything to add for this paragraph, to say something about this paragraph? Any comments?
I think it's very real because like even though like we don't see it, it's very real. But then like I think that's already mentioned in the passage, so I don't think it's qualified as new information.
I just want to add on to what you said a few days ago. Sorry. I went to, my wife and I went to a coffee shop to buy dinner. So on the way back when I was driving, so JJ, I told my wife, see whether you like my way. If you don't like, you just call me JJ. So I told my wife, Auntie Christine, say 那个人卖那个汤的 soup 应该是读书不厉害的，不会读书的。Okay, so 所谓 don't judge a book by its cover, 对吗？ So my wife get used to my all these things. Sometimes I like to test her. Sometimes I like to test Hanling. You know, Hanling will say, you with me with 1 year, you know my style. So JJ, 我就跟他讲，那这个会读书，所以他在这边做老板卖东西。Is it wrong that I say this? JJ is like, how should I say? Definitely it's wrong 啦，各位们。How can 你狗眼看人低？人家也是用对，我没有狗眼看人低。You see, there are 4 types of people in this world, JJ. One of them is born with silver spoon. He's damn smart in terms of study and he's good in his hands. Okay, that's the first group of people. Second group is people, they are born to be very smart but not good in hands. 就是 kinesthetic. The third group is they are not born in silver spoon, they are not smart in study, but they are damn good in their hand skill. Okay. The last group, the fourth group is they are not smart, they are not born in silver spoon, they can't even use a hand skill. They are called 守株待兔, the lazy group of people, group number 4. If you can find group number 5, then good luck to you. As you know, the progressive down. No, it's not progressive down, it's which category you want. So what Goran is saying that, it's very real in this world that we have different group of people. Some people who are very rich can be also poverty. Poverty in what? Like what? Friendship. Can you imagine JJ, this guy is so multi-billionaire. Every time he come back home, he's the only person who is having dinner. The rest of the family members are not eating with him. Or the rest of the family members is waiting for him to die so that 他可以分财产. Right? It can be a family with 10 people eating roti prata or even sharing a meal, but they are very happy. In terms of poverty, how are you defined? Okay, you must know the next higher level. So the person sold the tan, the soup to me, he sold PR is so good. 谢谢老板，有空再来哦，感谢你哦，来光顾我的生意。You know what I say to him, Jay? 我说我感谢你啊，老板，你发越多财，你卖更多，我才有的机会吃。You know what happened, JJ? He add 1 more meat into my soup for my mom. It's not about your A1 or how you write notes. Excuse me, bro. It's about you, how you're going to talk. I'm just name a few of your students. I'm not interested in their A1 in writing. I'm interested in how you really face the real world. Go and ask your parents. I've been working for so many years, and as a police officer now, I can see different things. And I just recently set up some store in Harbourfront. I meet out different people here. Okay, I do other jobs as well, JJ. Not just this. This is my full-time teaching, but I do a lot of jobs. You can ask them. So that is the reason why I do all this, is to gain the experience and share my experience with my students. And so that when you write in real life. When you come to this class, it's not talking about academic. No, I'm so sorry. I want whatever I'm teaching, I want to bring it to the real life. Then you can impress and express and don't feel depressed. You can anticipate and participate. You can use your 8W and 1H, why, when, which, who, how in real life. So sorry, Karim. Imagine your boss asks you marketing. Hey, Karim, how do you design this? How do you bring this market? How do you bring the business? I think, can you imagine Karim in a broad room with all the directors? Then they'll tell you, Karim, I'm giving you a $10,000 salary, and you just give me Please go to HR and get your letter now. Bye. Sorry, don't mind. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, you must be brave. You must just say, well, boss, I think we have step 1, we must do this, step 2. That is why I'm learning all this in school. Academically, you bring out. Now, JJ, you are step 3, you do A maths, right? I believe. A maths, sine, cosine, tangent, something like that. Do you use sine, cosine, tangent to 去买一个碗汤面吗？还是去买小笼包？ No way, what? Sure not. But why you like cosine, tangent, and physics, photosynthesis, alkaline acid? Do you use it day to day? No. Seriously, you don't. You don't tell me, uncle, you know, too much acid to this, the code, they say, 小弟弟，你要你就买，不要讲那么多废话，对吗？ Yeah, but why? Because we develop leaders in different fields and specializations. So you need to talk to me. The more you talk, you're better. Why they always say 老外很会讲话? But honestly 他们很会讲话，可是叫他们做东西的时候他们就变成是太极张三丰了。I'm very honest with you. I mean, working for so many companies, the multinational company, all this. I'm just don't want your please. Sometimes I feel not sad or angry. I feel disappointed when you are scared to talk. Don't scare. As long as you don't talk vulgarity and racism and sexism or anti-LGBT, I'm happy with it. So thank you, Warren. Yes, the last sentence itself, living in poverty while in the city is more difficult as the pollutions and other environment. You see, if you see some of the photos, those poor children who are living in those areas, they will sure have a poor health, okay, and definitely their lifespan will be shorter. True or not, JJ? Right? Compared to you stay in a room with aircon, can you imagine there are people who wake up at night, don't have lights, go to toilet. If you watch the Chinese movie called the Tiam Tiam 时代, back to the old days of the Singaporean, I used to stay in that kind of kampong style in Singapore. I tell you, it's really agony. If I can go back to time machine, I will never want to go back to the previous of my childhood. Seriously, I don't want. I'd rather stay. I need my laptop to be honest. Read, to borrow books and read. And during at night, I have to open my door, corridor light, to become my light side and burn midnight oils. And now, you don't need to walk out of your house. You can have everything. So what does poverty in Singapore look like? Back to you. Okay, Kayin tell you at least you break off your things. Don't scare. Okay, imagine you've got A1 here, but you can't express to impress, you feel very depressed. Right, Jiaxing, your turn.
What?
All right, now, what does not correct? Carry on.
What does poverty in Singapore look like? A 2018 study done by the National University of Singapore estimates that 12% of households in Singapore do not earn enough to meet their basic consumption needs, while 26% of households do not earn enough to keep up with the rest of the country. A clear data that there are people within our country who are living in poverty. About 50,000 of our society's poorest households dwell in government-subsidized rental flats scattered across the island, which requires a gross household monthly income of less than $1,500. To put this into perspective, a 2021 report on Singapore households budgets found that a family of 4, 2 parents and 2 children require at least 6,426 per month to meet basic needs.
Good luck to you, Jiaxing. Next time you are daddy in 10 years or 15 years time, this 6,000 will become 12,000 inflation. No? So if you have 2 children, good luck to you. If you have 3 children, even good luck to you. But don't worry, the government got a baby bonus to be given to you, right? But enough or not? If you and your wife are not working hard enough, doesn't mean that educations, when you get a university degree, can land you a good job. It doesn't mean doctors, engineers, lawyers, professors, or bankers will have good jobs. I do have friends, including myself, see, so what? I have 2 degrees and 5 diplomas. I'm going for my 3rd degree, so what? Am I good enough? I'm also like an educated poverty person in terms of a lot of things that I need to learn. Okay, everyone has their own strengths and weakness. They call SWOT, the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. So back to you, Jiaxing. What these 2 paragraphs means to you?
People are poor, don't have enough money.
In Singapore, right? Okay, so how are you going to help them if you are the Prime Minister of Singapore?
Just give them those CDC vouchers lah. Just like give them vouchers they can buy food with. What? Simple. What?
Is it a long-term solution?
I mean,
Give
like
a man a fish and he will have food for dinner. Teach a man how to fish and he'll have food for a lifetime.
Okay, but Singapore. Okay. Back to you, Justin. What do you think?
I mean, like, how can you teach a man to fish when he's starving?
No, that's a good
Bring
one.
your fish for him first, make him eat the fish, and then
Yeah,
teach him how to fish.
That's why give them a voucher for money first. Then they have enough time to get to the skills future thingy.
Fair enough.
Well done. Well said. You really use your social studies skill, huh? Mian. You use the social
Bro, I
studies.
take history.
Yeah, okay. So so this is another way to help your citizens to curb poverty and to increase the productivity rates if can. Okay, fine. Imagine social study. Yeah. This is a subject that is like what JJ, yours is active citizenship or studies, right? Or is a must, because sorry to say this generations are too academically inclined. Do you have the heart and soul? Is it the hardware or the hardware? Honey, can you type for me? The hardware or the hardware? You know which heart? Which one we are talking about? Singapore property threshold. Okay, the questions is, okay, this one here. May I have, who else can ask you? Kaiwan, can you read the 2 paragraph, please?
Which one?
The questions remains.
The questions remain. How much deprivation does one have to endure to be deemed as living in poverty? How poor is too poor? There's no official measure for Singapore's poverty line. That is the official level of income that is necessary to be able to buy basic things you need, such as food and clothes, and to pay for somewhere to live, according to the Oxford Dictionary.
Okay, what do you mean by that? How poor is too poor? In your definition, back to you, sir. And what do you mean by Singapore property line? Yes, back to you.
Like from the text or what?
Yeah, I know your own words. That's why I say you need to rephrase in your own words.
I guess
your
it's like
reflections, that means your reflections.
yeah, okay. I guess it's like you don't have enough money to not just like live a healthy lifestyle, but just to survive in general. Like to,
that is how poor is too poor, right? Well done.
Yeah.
Yes, true. You can't think of next day what you're going to eat, right? For those poor people, you just make sure that, can I use the word 得过且过，做一天和尚敲一天钟, something like that, right? It's like, oh my gosh, today I got some food to eat, I eat. But that's not to save for raining day. That is not how we're going to work like that. But poor thing, right? Maybe the lack of education, they can't think of anywhere to survive, that they have to wait for the government to feed them. Wow, Kaiwan, can you imagine? Let's say Uncle Raymond, don't say anybody. Can you imagine Uncle Raymond now, let's say a few years later, you graduated already, okay? Then you saw Uncle Raymond's, 好吃懒做, then I get money from my mom, my wife. Will you respect me? And then usually I take the money, JJ, I take the money to go and buy 4D, gamble, okay, take drugs, okay? No, seriously, Kaiwan, will you respect me? Quickly, answer, don't be shy. Kaiwan.
I don't know how to answer this one, scene. It's like,
say again.
I guess I don't respect like the actions, but like when I respect like that person in general, it's like a different thing.
Well done. That's what I want to hear. That is why I want to hear all of you. There is no right or wrong answer. Okay, you never know what happened to Uncle Raymond. Why suddenly he can't 自甘堕落? So you can, oh my goodness, like so sucks. What happened to you, Uncle Raymond? Why suddenly you like that? There must be a reason. So don't just look at the surface. There are 3 grounds: the front ground, middle ground, and the background. That's why a lawyer, like for us as a police officer, when someone comes to you, sir, someone molested me, someone stole my handphone, someone fighting. Not only have to investigate with the victims, with the suspect, with a member of the public, or with the eyewitness, with the check with the CCTV, we have to get through. That's the things, Kaiwan, evidence. So why is then Singapore there's no poverty line, no official poverty line? And this was a big argument to an IP question a few years ago. So IP students take note. Why there is no Singapore poverty line? You know, Hong Kong, there's a poverty line, but why Singapore don't have? No, just imagine you are now, Kai-Wen, you are Prime Minister. Why do you don't want to have this Singapore poverty line? It's not a very hard question, tough question. The question is, how come there's no official measure for Singapore poverty line?
I guess it's because like everyone, like people who are poor are like poor in like different ways, as in
Exactly. So, okay, some more.
That's all I have, I guess.
Because the poor definition of poor, how you define poor? Is it they're poor because they can't own a car, or poor they can't own a house, or poor they can't even afford to send their children to school? So do you think the government should step in and help on that? Okay, next. May, can you read the next two paragraphs? 1, 2, 3. No, okay, never mind. So
okay.
cannot. Oh, okay.
Where is it? However, as British socialists,
Oh, here.
instead, Singapore measures certain thresholds that determine how much government assistance one may receive to alleviate one's financial situation based on one household income. However, as British sociologist Peter Townsend famously said, urban poverty is less about a shortage of income and more about the inability of people with low income to participate actively in society due to the effects of poverty.
Thank you. So Kai-Wen, you're right. Poverty might depends on what kind of situations. One man's meat is another man's poison. This country or this space, or maybe in certain town area, like maybe from Tampines to Jurong West to Red Hill to Bukit Merah to Bukit Timah. You know, Bukit Timah is one of the so-called like a Holland Village, Orchard area, the most richest. All the Bukit Timahs are all the top schools are there. All the bungalows and all the top-notch condominiums are there. Even the shopping centers. But you look at Bukit Merah or Red Hill, they are all senior citizens. They're very old and matured estate. So in fact, you go there will be a lot of one-room flats, a lot of poverty people. So you see how it, okay, back to you, Mei. What do you think these two paragraphs is talking about?
What do you mean?
In your own reflections, in your own words, what does it mean? Yes? So you want to help? Or maybe you want to continue to think? Because I still got a lot of things to share. Within 5 second rule, I told you already. 5 seconds, you must tell me, not sure. Okay, Ziye. No worry, no, don't stress. Cannot just, okay, don't worry, Ziye.
Not sure.
These two paragraphs is talking about how the governments can use different means of test. Mean testing. Please take note, write down the word mean testing to check on different individuals. So if we were to have a property line drawn, that means certain household might miss out the so-called, like Jia Xing was talking about, the CTC voucher or certain benefits to be given to this. So they will not draw a poverty line. It's just like, can you imagine in school, anyone that is 65 and above will no need to come for remedial class. Anyone below 65 will come for remedial class, something like that. Do you think it's fair? Maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe those who are, how about 66? How about 67? Happen that this 66, 67 may also need help. Things like that. So it's different needs. So maybe 66 and 67, you need to revise paper, English paper 2. The other one might be English paper 1, more on the writing skills. Maybe the other group are not good in comprehension skill. Or maybe the other group is good in paper 1 and 2, but they are not good in oral skill or listening skill. Maybe not hearing problems. So that's what I meant, okay? Next, in Singapore sociology, okay, let's read this one here. May I have, who I did not call, can you?
Okay, in Singaporean psychology, wait, in Singaporean psychologist Teo Yo Yen, sociology Teo Yo Yen,
Social. Yeah,
sociology,
carry on. Enlightening books.
enlightening book. This is the what inequality looks like. She stresses that we cannot resolve poverty without confronting inequality, drawing from the lived experience of persons with low income. The book entails Yo Yin 3-year-long study on persons with low income through conversation, in-depth interviews, and observation to help shed light on the mechanism of Singapore caste structure. In a city whose story to itself and the outside world is of rapid outward mobility, the people I've been meeting over the past few years are framed as left behind. More importantly, since mobility is cast as an individual endeavor, they are also marked as losers in the game. People who are unable to keep up. They are also often stuck in these positions by a confluence of educational credentials that do not open doors, jobs that are paid poorly, and care gaps that are not equally adequately addressed.
Adequately addressed. So you're right, no, Kaiwen. So you see the poverty lines or discriminations is like based on what criteria, based on what rules and regulation, based on what kind of structure that we need to help certain people. The word is used is inequality. How do we measure inequality? By looking at their income, the house they stay, the food they take, or even their daily expenses they have. So there are different measurements means to ensure that everyone's have all the right footing, but unfortunately, it's not possible. Okay, thank you. As Singaporean continues to face rising wealth inequalities, how can we ensure no one's get left behind? So JJ, this is a question, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. So how are we going to do it? Are we able to make sure that people are able to survive through in Singapore, this kind of fast movements things? Like today, I went to do a setup in Jurong Point for this bazaar sales for my business. So there are some foreigners who came to set up the thing. So I asked them, how do you find Singapore? Wow, 他说新加坡的东西很快啊，东西又很贵啊，现在 GST 又起了 for Malaysia 啊 okay? So then I say, why you come to Singapore to work? You know what they say, JJ? Since you are study also social study, right? What do you think they will say, JJ? Why these foreigners want to come to Singapore to?
Low tax, stable government.
No. No, not just low tax. One of them is the exchange rate, right? Correct. True now. You come here and earn the money, you bring back to Malaysia is much better. That's one. But why they come to Singapore to work? And can anyone tell me, 绵绵，为什么他们那些外国人喜欢来新加坡做工呢？因为这边有很多美女跟巨男孩。Seriously， 为什么他们要来新加坡做工？
I don't know, maybe more money.
No, nobody. Yeah, they are actually earning more money. You're right. It's true. What else? Zach.
Like Singapore is.
What do you think? Sorry, you just mute your mic. What do you say?
Who?
I really can't hear you. You just mute your mic again. So sorry. Don't be shy lah. What do you say?
Oh, my internet connection sorry.
Yeah, correct. It's lagging a bit. Yes. Zachary, what do you think? Why people come to Singapore to work?
There are more job opportunities here in Singapore.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons. Then why don't our local people take the jobs instead of foreigners?
Sorry, I can't hear you. My internet's a bit bad.
Sorry again.
My internet was a bit bad. Can you repeat the question?
Oh, so why Zach? You say they come here for more job opportunities, right? How come since we got a lot of job opportunity, why don't you give to Singaporeans? Why they give it to foreigners?
Well, they do give to Singaporeans as well. It's
Who
just
is the
that
they? Who is the they?
the job, the
Who is the
company.
they? Why they give to foreigners, they don't give to Singapore?
No, they do give to Singaporeans. It's just that like they give to
Mm.
foreigners as well.
Okay. You have to understand something. Singapore has a severe lack of like manual labor and like human labor.
Yeah.
Most of
Correct.
the immigrants that come over, like especially from the countries that like have a lot of unemployment problems, they come over as manual laborers.
Yeah.
Like your construction workers, stuff like that.
That's why is
A
that
lot
you
of
want
them.
construction worker? I pay you 5,000. I pay you 5,000. You just graduate from NUS or NTU or even any university. I pay you 5,000 to work under the construction, to become a plumber, to become an electrician, to become a garbage collector. You want that, Zach?
No, but that's like by choice. But then let's say like if you're poor and you didn't have like any money, right? So technically
No.
like
Okay,
you basically
yeah.
accept like any job that like you're given.
But do you know Australia, to sell a plata, to be a plata seller, we earn a lot as well as a plumber in Australia. But now come back to Singapore. Why? If I pay you 5,000, you want to take out this job by choice? Okay, by choice. Will you want to take it? That
5,000 depending on what's like per.
under the hot sun lah. That means you have to work in the construction under rain or shine lah.
No,
Instead of
5,000 as in like per year, per month, per minute.
Per month.
Per month, 5,000.
你要做吗？
Let me calculate that in per hour.
Okay, fair enough. JJ, you want to work now? 5,000. Under the construction, carry bricks and mortar and then ping pong pong under the sun, one. Or work in the MRT track, things like that. Don't want.
No.
You know Singapore, the garbage collectors can earn up to 4.8 to 5K. Garbage collector, follow those Albas truck to collect rubbish from every HDB void or even not HDB void, the HDB sewage collector or even the landed property or condominium, 4,000 to 5,000. Nobody want to work. So how? That means JJ, we have to get people from overseas, right? So how can we say that we are not giving jobs to Singaporeans, and what got to do with poverty? I do see some Singaporeans who pick up as a sweeper, as a garbage collector, or even a cleaner, or even a service, F&B, waiter and waitresses, or even social ambassador, or even trace together, sitting there to take temperatures, all these things. Yes, I agree with you, Zachary, it's by choice. But what happened? There is no choice. You need to put food on table. That is where we need to see the rationale, whether the money is more important or your 尊严 or your principle, your ego is important. That means there is job for all of us. Are we choosy and picky? That's one. But then education is something that can transform your life. But then again, sometimes for unforeseen circumstances like the COVID-19, even the SIA that time, I'm not sure you know about, the SIA air stewardess and air steward had to work in the MRT to do directional control, crowd control, wearing the SIA so-called uniform to do that. So I was just jokingly with my eldest son talking about this. At least got a basic pace until everyone need to survive. The keyword is, the bottom line is everyone need to survive. JJ, 我们没有偷没有抢, okay? We use our 血汗钱. That is more important. Get back to this feature here. Okay, look at this one. As I mentioned, some IP students may not do this kind of questions, but I just want to showcase 4 corners. I told you when you look at visual graphic text, there's the 4 corners here, okay? All right, let's look at these features here, 4 corners. If the eyes disappear, then it will be game over for the polar bear. Act now, adopt now, adopt a polar bear with your continuous support. Okay, read all these things, because later we're going to move on to the next slides here for the questions here. What you mean by add now, adopt now, explain what's the effect of the sentences. By looking at this visual graphic text, for some of you who are doing that, how Shana, I think for more than 1 hour, you have not turned on your camera. Okay, please, I hope you understand. For whatever reason, please turn on your camera. You know, if not, my boss will look into this video. Okay, I will get yellow card. Thanks. Okay, so this is what we use prata here. So, JJ, I'm not sure about your social study in the school. Do you have this kind of source-based questions or whatever? So once you look at this picture, it's called prata. Okay, you know what is roti prata, right, DJ? You eat roti prata, no? Are you Singaporean or from overseas?
Singaporean.
You born here?
Sorry?
Are you really born Singaporean or you convert Singaporean or what? Sorry.
Not born Singaporean.
Welcome to Singapore. Okay, come. Right, never mind. All right, P stand for purpose. Write down. I'm never xenophobia. I welcome all. 只要就是人，不是外星。Okay, I welcome all. Okay, P stand for purpose. What is the purpose of this picture? Those of you are taking this as an exam, please. This is an acronym to help you. What is the purpose of this picture? Warren, I want to disturb you. What is this purpose of this picture? It's like the polar bear.
This picture uses
我们一起玩 game sheet before 我这个 ice melt。你懂意思吗？那个 bear 跟你讲，国人，咱们来玩 game sheet 最后一盘吧 ，before 我掉进这个大西洋。Okay, Joseph, what is the purpose of this picture?
It is to use pathos and like show the reader how sad and pathetic the polar bears are standing in this like tiny block of ice. So like readers will feel empathy for the polar bears, and then they will be more likely to support this initiative because of this evoked sense of empathy.
You use the word evokes. That means a picture speaks 1,000 words. Okay. Okay. Carry on. And what is this picture, Warren? Is this picture reliable?
No.
Why?
It's clearly Photoshop. Like even though the Arctic ice is melting, I don't think there is just one tiny bit of Arctic ice left.
Okay, so this one Photoshop. Okay, I understand. This one. This one. And this one. This one not right. But why do you think it's not reliable? Then if it's not reliable, then why do you want to show this picture?
It is like exaggerated in order to like evoke empathy. It is not like it is not to produce reliable facts to the reader so that the reader knows that the polar bears are suffering from Arctic ice melting, because everyone already knows it. It should be common knowledge by now. However, it is instead its main purpose is to just generate what's the word? I forgot what's the word called. Sorry.
Empathy?
No, it's not.
Generate empathy and sympathy and what do you say?
Chinese 共鸣.
Oh, that time you told me about this word.
Oh, wait, let me type it in the chat.
共鸣, that time I think you shared with me, I can't remember what it means. It's kind of is it sharing some? No, it's not empathy. Can somebody translate for me?
Kind of like empathy, but it's also
awareness. Create awareness, is it? Awareness, alertness, and attention, right?
Wait, hang on. I'm Google translating right now.
Okay. So, Yiting, do you think this proposal is reliable? Yiting. Just answer yes or no, Carrie.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Xiaoling, do you think yes or no? Reliable?
No.
Sorry?
No.
No. Okay. How about Ke? Do you think it's reliable?
No.
No. To be honest, okay, JJ, what do you think? Since you're new, do you think this poster is reliable or not?
No.
I ask one more. Who is going to say yes, please? If you say yes, unmute your mic, say yes.
Chair, can you scroll down?
Hey,
Hey, scroll down. For the poster, I want to see the bottom. Huh, that's it.
没有了啊。This poster is reliable or not? Tell you.
No.
It is reliable, children. Look here. You saw
Chair,
it?
no, Chair, you know why it's not
This is
reliable?
from which organization?
Why can you adopt a polar bear? It's not Allah.
Okay, fine. Okay, wait up.
Uncle Raymond, you asked whether the picture is reliable.
Have you read all this information?
And Chair, I read a bit.
The picture is definitely reliable in terms of because of this logo here, the WWF. Take note. Every time when you're receiving this in your academic exam paper, all the poster is reliable. They cannot fake or whatever. Yes, I agree, Warren. This one definitely my Photoshop. They can even make until the bear like not want to drop down and things like that possible to make it more the effect more serious and more touching and more motivating, right? But then again, this poster is definitely reliable because they want to draw 3 types of audience. So which are the 3 types of audience, Corin?
But Chair, I have a question.
Yes.
It says adopt your polar bear. You can't adopt polar bear.
No, of
unless
course
you're,
cannot.
unless you
No.
want them to die faster.
No, the adopt polar bear means you donate money, correct? No? To make sure that people will not destroy the Arctic, the iceberg, something like that. To make sure the environment is much better. Get it? You get what I'm saying? Now, of course, you cannot adopt a panda bear at home, but this is like a donation. What it means by donation? So, which are the 3 targets audience, Warren?
Isn't it like anyone? Anyone can see this one.
Yeah, anyone can see it, but more specifically 3 groups of audience.
I'm not really sure, but it's one of the groups, animal lovers.
Yes, very good. Well done. Okay. How about JJ? What do you think? Which group?
Affluent groups.
What do you say?
Like people who can afford.
Affluence group. Okay. Thank you. The one more group. Ziyue. How come nobody say that words? I'm looking for that particular words. So yeah, which is another group? Okay, Jiaxing, which target audience would that be?
Which one? I was at the toilet.
No, it's okay. Now this one, which are this A referring to audience. So the purpose, reliability, and audience. One of them say, Warren say, it can be anybody, or it can be a group that are animals lover. And JJ is talking about people who are rich enough to donate their money to support this. Which another group?
Chair, I have one in mind, but I'm not sure what's the name. Is it called animalists or something? Like those that take care of animal?
Animal lovers.
No. Animal lovers is you like it. What I'm saying is it like there's a group that take care of the animal what?
Activities those activities against animals, testing against animal, torturing of animals, right?
So is that the answer? No.
Yeah. Oh, okay, resonance. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, it resonates, correct, Warren. I just saw the word. Yeah, it resonates the pictures to show it. Yes. I will call some animals empty. Okay, wait. I cannot say the answer now. Jiaxing, what's the answer?
Environmentalists.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Environmentalists, people who love the environments. Those of you maybe will understand understand that every Sunday we talk about the globalizations. One of the topic is this environmentalists who want to protect the environments. When we protect the environments means that we want to make sure that not just the animal, but the human beings, the mother nature is being taken care of. That is an environmentalist. So which is the T? T stands for the tagline. Which tagline do you think is very prominent? May I have Hanning, which tagline do you think is more prominent? Here, a tagline.
Oh, give me a second. I need to like zoom in. I can't see anything. Tagline.
Okay, anyone can we have? We only got about a couple of minutes. We are supposed to do that group discussions. So come. If not, next week will be the last lesson for that discussion. Really, come.
What's the
Which one is
tagline again?
tagline?
What's the tagline again?
Tagline is like Nike. JJ, what is the tagline for Nike?
Just do it.
Yes. So what do you think the tagline from here?
Sorry?
For a living planet.
Sorry, honey, what do you say?
For a
The tagline
living
here.
planet. For a living
For a
planet.
living planet here. This is tagline. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Ziye, which one? Yeah. Anyone? You can type.
What was the question again?
The tagline for this. For me, I will choose this as my tagline. A continuous struggle. That will be my tagline. Just like Nike tagline is just do it. Subway is eat fresh. McDonald's is loving it. So this is the tagline for. So every visual graphic text will have a tagline to check on it. And the last A is the most important, which is 8W and 1H. Why, when, who, what, which, whom, whose, and how. So let's go for the questions here. So the first question is add now, adopt now. Okay, so these are the 4 questions. You may start doing it now.
What was the question again? My
Yeah,
internet was lagging.
Right, these are the 5 questions you are supposed to do now. I'm so sorry. I see whether I can move the pictures so that you can do side by side.
Wait, but I don't have the passage, so how am I supposed to find
Correct,
the
Lord. That's why I
information?
want to move it for you, Lord. I see whether can move or not.
Can you zoom in? The words are like too small.
Wait. Actually, I want to put side by side now.
Do you write on foolscap?
Yes, please. Okay, now like that can. So you all can do side by side.
So you see there's an issue.
Huh?
You see there's an issue. I can't see anything. My school laptop is just that bad.
Is it big enough? Is it big enough?
Yeah.
That's the disadvantage of Zoom. Because I can print out. Zach, you print out, right, Zach? Zach, do you print out the lesson? Is that for you, huh? Okay, just move it down. Okay, please read the words here. See, WWF adoptions will make a great presence. So why not give the gift that makes a big difference? Climate change is causing, which is environmentalist. Thank you, can you? The Arctic ice to melt and what remains is thinner and more treacherous. Polar bears needs the ice to hunt, so they are having to travel further and further to reach their prey. Oh my God. So as the sea ice melts, the area is also opens up to shipping and oil exploration. Oh my goodness, human interventions. Please take away, don't highlight this. Thanks. Because after I move away, the highlighter will be there. Please do not highlight my things. Thanks. Okay, so you see, so this is got to do with pollutions and look at this. So always the four corners are Yi Ting, Ke Ying, and Qiao Ling. The four corners of your visual graphic text is very important because there's a saying, please do not cut corners. So the corners will bring you a lot of information like this one here, this bear here, not much. So that this bear here is to say that if you want this bear to stay on to this kind of environments, so please protect the environments, do not destroy the environments. So this is one corner here, you see, so that is reliable. Adopt a bear. Okay, so when you see these kind of questions, definitely they will have these kind of questions here. Okay, add now, adopt now. Explain what effect the sentence have on the reader. Refer the information below the heading, a continuous struggle, you see. So this is, to me, is a tagline. How does the information convince reader to take actions? The keyword is continuous struggle, struggle that is going to be continuously. Why this struggle is going to continue? Why this struggle cannot stop? Why this struggle has to make it so serious that it may cause some devastating effect? With your continuous support, we can do more to help the polar bear in its struggles for survival. So this is just how we talk about poverty, right? The bear is not having a poverty of not enough eyes for them to survive. Explain why the writer shift the use of the pronouns from your and to we. From your, with your continuous, so it's like to we can. So instead of your, you say we. Why they change this pronoun? The last question is, look at the image. No, not the last question. Look at the image of the polar bears in the middle of the web page. How does the image support the purpose of web page? Warren, that's where you come in. Warren, you see. Besides giving a gift that makes a big difference. Tell you see, how can I adopt a bear? You sell such a big bear, how to adopt and put it at home. State one other reason why adopting the bear would appeal to the reader. What I mean by adopting the bear, of course, we can't adopt a real physical big 500 or 300 kg of bear in front of us. But why is this significant that adopting a bear is like what? To donate the money? It's just like in the zoo, right? If you donate money to the zoo, it's to upkeep the enclosure of the animals. Yeah, I'll give you some time. So I know you may not be able to see very clearly, so I hope you can help you this 5 questions.
No, sorry, my internet lagging. I cannot see anything on the screen.
Oh, my dear, you have to log off and log in again, if that's the case. Because that day also the same, some students have to do that. But your house, the Wi-Fi, is it away from your laptop? Then you have to get near to it now.
It's like my.
Huh? Sorry, you're lagging again. Hello? You're lagging again. I can't hear you just now. Yes, what do you say? Huh?
I mean, like, my whole computer is. Sorry, what?
我听不到你的声
My
音
whole
是这样。
computer is that my computer is blackout. My computer is blackout. I cannot see anything.
你 log off again and log in. How Xuan, can you hear me or not? How Xuan, are you there?
Oh, what? Oh,
Can see now?
like very blurry, but When you ask like if I'm there, what do you mean?
No, not you. I'm referring to some. Okay.
Oh,
So there's a 5 questions here. Okay. So just give me an answer. So JJ, are you done? Have you done already? So Hao Xuan, are you able to see my screen now? Are you able to do the question or not? JJ, you are doing this question? Yeah. JJ, your set 3 don't have this kind of question, right? Don't have, right?
Sorry?
Do you have this kind of questions in your set 3 exam? No, right?
I think we have.
Huh? Serious? Geographic text?
I'm not very sure for this year.
My dear, better go and check. You must know your format. You要所谓知己知彼，百战不败。You must know your strength. Where is it? You cannot say IDK. Take away your IDK already. 打破砂锅问到底. Ask your teacher, Joe, what kind of format are we testing for my final year exam? That's the things that you guys do not have mid-year exam. So I need to know some IP student when it comes to set 3, this format is out already. But some set 3 don't even have this one in set 1. Some IP school, like what you say now, you say you have it. So I don't know, different IP school have different format. But as far as I'm concerned, the NA and the Express students that are in this group here, they will have this one for English paper 2. It's compulsory they have to do. And that is why some of you take note, you have to use I did not call your name, doesn't mean you're not important. If I want to call your name, I can call you. So Zachary, Yiting, Qiao Ling, Hao Xuan, Ke Ying, Tian Yu, Mian Mian. This is called PRATA, the Prata. It has been used, this formula has been used for a few years and it's very useful because eventually if you go for using this as your social study, or JJ, you can use the Prata for your, your source space. Do you have source space question, right? You know a source space question or JJ? Got a picture like that, correct now? You're doing history,
Yeah.
Yeah, I find, man. Wow, I love students who do history, man.
Our teacher haven't teach the format yet.
Hey, history, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Yeah, power. No.
You guys have to understand, Chinese literature in Chinese is offered at my school.
What school?
Yeah, I think you can see from the uniform.
中正. Okay, JJ, Mian, whether your teacher got what kind of formula is different. My job is to give you all my formula. You decide whether you want to use it. So one of these are Qiao Ling, Yiting, and Ke Ying, and Mian. This is one of the formula called Prata. Prata. What is the purpose? Obviously you did not hear me just now, right? Okay, maybe I'll get.
Oh, my internet is not good.
I typed it down right just now.
I already sent the photo of the slide in chat. Just open the thing, download the photo, and do it.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
not that hard.
Okay. P stands for what is the purpose of this visual graphic text? Whether is it reliable? Of course, Warren, you just now argue, say because it's too exaggerated, very resonate to make it very exaggerating. That is the purpose, 就是要给人家 donate 要 support 这个 cause So what is the audience? The audience is like, thank you, Tian Yu. You're talking about environmentalists, right? Protect the environment, right? 对吗, Tian Yu? Hello, Tian Yu. Tian Yu, can you stop playing your game?
I'm not the environmentalist. I'm not a environmentalist one. I said the animalist.
Animals lah. Animals.
Yeah, someone else said it.
Yeah, but even environmentalists, they also love animals as well. True, it's part of the environment.
Yep.
Okay, it's also part of the environment. So they love everything that is mother nature's. Okay, I thought you say the picture. Yeah, I say the picture, you're right. It's the picture itself, correct. We are focusing, target the picture, you're absolutely right. But remember, there are 3 different grounds, the front ground, the middle ground, and the background. You see, the front ground is this tree bank. That's the front. The middle ground is this ocean. And then the background here, you see, is so far away. If this ice were to melt, these 3 bears have to go and swim until they look for another big iceberg to station there. Until they have this one, wow, then they really can rest here. So there's always 3 ground. Front ground, middle ground, and background, 3 layers. Okay, So the T stands for the tagline. So I choose a continuous struggle, A, and I hit jackpot. So you see, I hit the jackpot here. Ta-da! So Qiao Ling Ke Ying Yiting Yiting, where are you, Yiting? Yiting, you're also doing this kind of paper, right, Yiting? Yes, Yiting.
Sure.
No, I'm waiting for Yiting to answer me because Yiting, is it you're doing this paper? Hello? I can't hear you. Hello, I can't hear you, Yiting, sorry. Just answer, just type yes or no for your exam. Just type for me yes or no. Oh, Qiao Ling, you're doing this also, right, Qiao Ling? Oh, so you say, oh, thanks, Yiting. Yeah, so this prata will definitely be useful whether you are using visual graphic text for this one, or even your SPQ, or even your teacher will give you other formula. Hey, come on. The more weapons you have, the more tools you have to use in your study. You're supposed to thank God for it. That means you're spoiled for choice, correct? No? So JJ, you might say, Uncle Raymond, I checked with my teacher already. My Sec3 don't have this type of visual graphic text. Then you still can use your prata while you're reading the message like history, right? JJ, are you doing Hitler now?
Sorry?
You're doing history, right?
Yes.
Which part of history you're talking about? Hitler, Stalin's, or American history, or British history, or what history?
Currently we're learning Chinese Revolution.
Huh? What?
My God.
Oh my gosh, they have a different syllabus.
Yes, that
So
one is
mad.
very dry, very tough, and quite boring, but I love that story. Okay,
Sure.
Chinese Revolution.
I'm pretty
Wait.
sure the pure history students right now are doing Vietnam War.
I also like that. In fact, all history, I love it. By the way,
I'm doing
Chinese
Hitler.
Revolution, JJ, Chinese Revolution involved Deng Xiaoping and Xi Jinping, right?
No. During Qing Dynasty and Republic of China.
Wait.
The
JJ,
1911.
Uncle Raymond, don't be a clown lah. Xi Jinping is this generation. Deng Xiaoping is 1970. China's revolution is before the 1900s. We are talking about the modern China's or Sun Zhongshan, the last dynasty of all the dynasties.
The 1911s.
Yeah, before 1990, then 11, you must have the pre and the post, correct? Right, the 1911 revolution is very close to the Russian revolutions. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of my topic in my A-levels, JJ. My generations, okay? Yeah, and the books are behind my cupboard. All right, so same thing. So you can, what is the purpose? Imagine, JJ, there's a picture, right, of this Chinese revolution that's showing the Qings fighting with the moderns, not moderns, a group of modern Chinese. What is the purpose of that? Is it reliable with the pictures? Who is the target audience? What is the tagline? The Chinese Cultural Revolution or Chinese Revolutions? And what is the purpose? Why do you show that pictures? Correct. They say a picture speaks 1,000 words. Okay. Are you all done with all the 5 questions? Zachary?
Can I ask my question now?
Oh, you want to ask something? Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say for the question for when you say look at the polar bear in the middle of the web page, which one is it? Is it the one at the bottom? Like the one underneath the...
This one. This one. I will take this one. Yiting, you finished already? Hao Shen? Zachary done? Zachary, you also doing this, right, Zach? Zachary, are you doing this for your Sec3 also?
Yes.
Jiaxing also, right? Jiaxing?
Which one?
Your Sec3 paper 2 also got visual graphic text like this, right?
I think so.
Please don't, I think so. Please get it strict and tell me, because whatever I'm doing now, 3 lessons is going to link to your final year exam paper. Some of them may not be related because of grammar. Okay?
Mine isn't visual graphic. Mine is just like a text, and then after that, in the end, they'll give you like 2% like arguing over something, and then you have to like agree who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah, that is a comprehension passage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah lah, that's it's part of this, because you now the thing is that you with WA without a mid-year exam, they don't give the full exam paper. That's the problem. Well, May is different. They will be tested the whole paper, paper one, the whole. Paper one consists of situation writing, essay, and editing. Paper two will consist of this one, this visual graphic text, this one, and then paper two, part one will be this one. Paper two, part two will be a comprehension passage, which is a fiction story. Like maybe can be Harry Potter or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Then paper three will be a fiction, a non-fiction, like maybe a volcano, dolphins, or something like that. Then you will have a summary of 80 words. So sometimes when there are two persons arguing, it's mostly the comprehension passage A. So in paper two, English paper two, we have visual graphic text, comprehension passage A, and comprehension passage B. As for IP student, you may not have this visual graphic text, JJ. You might have one big comprehension passage, and there will be something like that, 1 mark questions. At the end of it, there will be a summary of 120 words plus a self-reflections, what you summarize in your own words.
Wait, isn't summary like 80 words?
No, that is for IP. That is for Express and NA. But for IP, the summary is not necessarily 80 words. Sometimes
what
it
is
can be up to
IP?
120. JJ, can you explain? What is IP? International property.
Oh, okay.
Oh, seriously, you believe me? Hey, JJ, you're international people, not property. Oh my goodness. So this guy is so gullible, so cute, right? So nice of her, is it? Hey, JJ, explain it.
Basically IP schools, the students don't have to take O level, they take A level directly.
Why? What's so special about IP?
Because we can by official terms, we can learn more things than exam orientated. So I'm not very sure.
You're so humble. Just go straight to the point. Say because my PSLE very good, so I score very well. So I go straight away. No need to do O level. I smarter, so I go through train without O level, which is not wrong. No, which is not wrong, because you know why? You put more effort during your primary school. Your mommy, daddy struggle you, torture you, tormented you to study. That's why you're true 对吗？你没有先苦后甜，你今天有这么好坐在这边可以 enjoy IP 吗？你慢慢等哦。你 end up 哪里懂吗 ？JJ ITE， you know it's ITE right？ You know it's ITE right？ 全部的那个 AL1 全部是 AL6。AL7
Wait, your
全部都
IT
是
is like
讲难听可能不会读。
IT is like your L1 or your L1 R5 above 20 is it?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Wait, what? No, I mean IT is L1 R5 above 20.
ITE, not IP, ITE. ITE is a kind of institution that teach you how to do hairdressing, retail, or maybe banking, more admin, or how to repair a car, mechanics, or how to do some business administration stuff. Okay, mostly these are the children.
No, I mean IT is like your aggregate score above 20 or what?
No. You're talking about IP, is it?
No,
Are you talking about this one?
ITE.
This one? This one? Yeah, ITE means okay, don't interrupt me. IP is where JJ is talking about. Your AL1, how many AL1? Are you there? JJ, are you there?
Yes.
JJ? Yeah, your AL1, how many AL for last year PSL? No, yours is not AL, right? Yours is a O. Your PSLE scoring is the OPSLE, right?
The old one.
Yeah, how many marks you got? 270?
No.
How many?
287.
No.
How many?
Am I going to hear like a 290 something?
No, JJ, how many? Hurry up, please. I need to.
26.
260.
26A or 7, I forgot.
268. So it's all the 4A star, is it?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so 你这种是那种 nerds you are belongs to the nerds. Nothing wrong, right? Yeah,
No,
you are belongs to the nerds. There are here a lot of nerds here. It's better to be a nerd than to be notorious. You know what's the word notorious, or to be
Yeah.
being naughty. So nothing wrong, because here in Singapore education is that those who are high T-score will go to IP. Those who are very low T-score will go to ITE. Have you heard of Northlight? No? JJ, have you heard of Northlight?
Yes.
What is Northlight? Northlight is people who fail the PSLE twice, who cannot make it to secondary school, have to go to this kind of Northlight. Have you heard of Pathlight? Pathlight are people who are autistic. Okay, 就是 special needs children. But their study some of them are very good. So this is how Singapore categorized. But at the end of the day, I don't care you are Pathlight, Northlight, ITE, IP, NE, NT, Express. Your ultimate goal is to go to university. Okay, that's all. Yeah. So you know what kind of people they are, right? Sorry to say, some of them 是真的不会读书的，他们是真的，你跟他们讲他的 IQ 是很 low 的，可是他们的 EQ 很好。有些根本你跟他讲的 equal sign， 他跟你讲什么是 equal sign， 我不懂什么是 half base sign。That serious, that's called they are doing foundation Chinese, foundation maths in primary schools, that kind of things. Okay, the 5 questions done already. I hope you all have your answer, and I'm going to show you my answer. Those of you I did not call your name doesn't mean you're not. So now I will call you. Okay, Kaiwan, the first question. Can you read to the class, please? The one in red. Thanks. Yes.
The use of imperative sentences encourages the reader to take action, or the use of imperative sentences / repetition of the word now creates a sense of urgency, or the word adopts creates a sense of ownership or establishes a bond.
Yes. So that means you create now means that immediately. Please, I want the books to be handed in now. I want the homework to be handed in by now. Now, that means immediately action to be taken. Okay. Uncle Raymond has the highest PSLE score.
What really?
4D. 4D. D for discipline, dedication, determination, and desire to succeed. Yay. Okay. Number 2. May I have JJ read the answer, please?
The answers?
Yes, sir.
Facts. Climate change is causing the Arctic sea ice, something about polar bears helps them understand their situation to the plight of the bears and persuades them to take action. Or words like treacherous, threat, vulnerable, exposed evoke feelings of pity or sympathy for the bears and persuades us to take action.
Yeah, you're right, Warren. You see, you're right. That is the one they want to create that kind of the 3A. Okay, JJ, when you talk about the Chinese revolution, there are 3A. To create the awareness, attention, and alertness for people to overthrow the old dynasty and change and transform the new modern China. Okay, to create the awareness that hey, it's enough already. This dynasty sucks. Because of that, the open war has created the Macau and Hong Kong given away. So draw the attention to have a new system to form. Correct now, right? And draw the attention everyone to support the cause. So something like that. I'm just using the example in your China history. Okay. So number 3, may I have you again, JJ?
The use of your addresses the reader directly, involves the reader, and the switch to we is inclusive, suggests that both the reader and the organization has shared responsibility.
Yes. So instead of, the most selfish word now, JJ, one alphabet. Do you know which is the most selfish word in the whole entire history? The only one, I. Do you say I?
Yes.
Yes. The most cooperative word with 2 alphabet, which one? 2 alphabet. So you say I is selfish word, 1 alphabet, fair enough. Yes. What about 2 alphabet that is very cooperative?
We.
That's right. And the words that really kills us is 3 alphabet. That one you can't guess. If you can guess, I say you're good.
You.
Ah, okay, but very close. Maybe it's not that word. Which is the 3 alphabet that really can kill you because of this word?
What? Can you repeat your
Die.
question?
Die? No, it's not die. Not LOL. Warren, thank you. It's definitely not Genshin. Kaiwen, Zachary, Xiaoling, Ziyue, Yiting, Keting, Keyin, sorry. 3 alphabet that can destroy you because of that words. The 3 alphabet, Kaiwen, sorry. Okay, hold on. Let's ask Zach, can you read the last one to me, please?
It shows a family of polar bears on a piece of ice that is getting smaller. It creates sympathy as the family of bears are exposed to more harm.
Can you answer your question? Which bear now? Which picture? No, not NFT lah. Come on, myself CGT or something like not this. This is the word that will really destroy you. Okay, that is the word ego. Ego. You know what's the meaning of ego? 对吗? The ego really sometimes can kill.
Like is it like very like egoistic? Like you look
Yes,
highly on yourself.
absolutely correct. 自以为是，对吗？这个世界上 don't go around just because of you. Okay, I would like to see your answer. Maybe some of you are different. Ziyue, you mentioned just now something. I missed out your answer. Can you type again for Uncle Raymond, please? Why like that? Yes, Ken. The use of now, yes, is like immediately. Please do it now. What are you waiting for? Just press the number and donate now. Yes, you are right.
Wait,
So, yeah,
but
I can.
our O level this time like the format is different.
The format is different.
Oh, never mind.
If you have the sample, can show to Uncle Raymond, no problem. I know the history has changed from Hanling. Okay.
The history syllabus changed so much.
Have to lah. Because if by the time your son take history might be different also. Let's be honest, okay?
No, by the time my son takes history, I will have made history. Do not quote me. Do not quote me. I don't want anyone bringing this back up to me when I'm like 4.
Okay, these are the magic words that they use here. So I'd like to share with all of you before we end the lessons. So the magic words that we have from the past. Okay, so look at this one. Can you quickly do it? Xiaoling, can you read to the class, please? The one highlighted in yellow, that means can be found in the 310 magic words. A list of all the words can be used for all your English, please.
Poverty can be elevated by sports and jobs. From sports, people can train hard and participate in tournaments to win the game and get money. Playing games can reduce stress, as well as prevent poverty. Furthermore, jobs can also prevent poverty. People have to be educated and study hard to look for a job. This can also motivate people to study, and after getting a job, they will get paid and eventually they will not suffer from poverty anymore. Thus, from my point of view, poverty can be elevated mostly by sports and jobs.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, Hazel, so yeah, read, come on, go.
Me?
Yes. The one in red is actually using the magic words. Let's go.
Poverty is not a simple thing. As a matter of fact, 648 million people in the world, about 8% of the global population, live in extreme poverty, not even being
To eat.
to eat a meal a day. Undoubtedly, thirdly, these people are constantly suffering, eating anything from grains of dropped rice off the floor to tree bark just to stay alive. A comic drawn by Zhang Leping was this. Sun Mao
对
is a great example of young children being severely deprived of education, food, and most importantly, a place to call home. Reading the book has me reflecting on myself. Many people complain about school being dreadful and meaningless, or that their rooms are too small. Hardly do we sit back and be grateful of what we have. In my opinion, we should just be happy with what we have, be appreciative of that we have a roof over our heads.
Thank you. Eating, carry on to read 1come. Eating, let's go.
According to the news on CNA channel, usually the countries near the equator are living around temperature above 30 degrees Celsius. But recently, there is a sudden drop of temperature in the countries. It is possible that it was due to the climate change around the world. Similarly, those countries that are far away from the equator are having a sudden increase in temperature, causing disasters to happen on Earth. As a result, we should stop the action of our people in causing the world pollution.
The one you're reading it among all these students here, he always say he's the worst. In fact, that day he was so sad at eating. He joined me on Saturday night because I cannot make it on Wednesday because I got police duty. So he came in on Saturday night. After his 8:30 class, he immediately was eating his dinner and was doing this inside his daddy car, less than 5 minutes. So he was so sad at eating that he's saying that he failed all his subject in WA1. Okay. And guess what? Thank God this group in this class, they are all the Sec2 students with me for 1 year. And that day I saw him, last year I saw him, this guy was playing basketball in my zone when I was doing my police duty. Okay, he played very well basketball. You know what I told him after the class, when everyone ended the Zoom meeting, I told him, if you continue to talk negative about yourself, Warren, I think you better stop it. Don't say you got lousy grades. If you're going to have negative like that, you're going to kill yourself. You see, your parents never have negative on you. The moment you are born, your parents say, oh, sucks, man, why I give her to Warren? Oh, sucks, man, why I give her to eating? They never know. They thank God that I give birth to a healthy and wonderful, awesome baby. They thank God that you will come to their life. They thank God that you're going to make a leaders out of this serving. They thank God they have been doing. Don't interrupt this. They thank God that you has been doing well for all these years. If you are only studying and you still continue saying, I know good, I'm going to fail, I'm going to be lousy, then don't take exam. Don't waste my time to talking to negative people. Don't come here and influence my others leaders here. Seriously. And guess what? Eating. He came out this one. Okay, I never look down on any students. Please. I always believe every student have their way of doing things. Everyone got ups and downs, right? Eating, correct. Everyone will sure have failures. You know what? Just now, Ziyue, the one you read this one, the mother took her handphone and told her for 1 year you cannot use the handphone. Just because JJ, he scored a B3 for English. You might think, siao, ridiculous, no? Right? I got student JJ, 89, okay, cannot got 90 from Hwa Chong. And that was the day his birthday. He was crying, saying, my mom want me to get A2. I can't, my mom want me to get A2, correct. I got B3, sorry, 74, 75 or 74. Straight away, I told him, please don't come to my class anymore. Seriously, I'm not interested in your A1 for your study. You must say your ABC. You know what's ABC now, JJ? Eating, Kayin. You know what's ABC? What is ABC? Your attitude, your behavior, and your characters is more important. Once you have your ABC, you will have your DEF. your discipline, your excellence, and F stands for fantastic result. So you see, Yi-Ting, I'm not saying you are, I'm just telling you this boy, he was very sad, no? He was so disappointed. And you see, he used these, all the big words are actually geography, no? I'm sorry, magic words to do it in geography. Thank you. Hao Xian, can Hao Xian read Hao Xian one? If Hao Xian cannot read Hao Xian, can we have Tian Yu?
Okay, poverty can be elevated by sports through a multitude of ways. For example, giving its partaker the opportunity to take part in sports as a team, and thus, as a result, promote a sense of teamwork, an important value for everyday life in the workplace environment. Moreover, through sports, people can improve their health greatly, which is especially important as many impoverished people die due to health issues.
Sorry, I was drinking my
Okay.
coffee.
Although sports won't solve all the health issues, it will surely help. With good health, people will be capable of performing acts such as job finding or taking on new skills, helping them economically. To make my stand, I believe that sports can promote important values such as teamwork to people who engage in it, while improving their health.
This boy, Guoren, Hao Qian, this boy, don't play Genshin, but he play games. You know why I know, no, Guoren? His spectacle give way to my time. So while he's playing his game, doing other things, he can come up this one, no? Eating. Okay, Charlie. He came out this. Okay, I know some of you are multitasking. I don't care what you do, as long at the end of the day, your exam pass. I don't care how you do it, as long you don't neglect your parents, you make sure your parents are well. JJ, I have students who really, I feel like punching their face when they make their parents cry. And one of them is my godson, JJ. If you make your parents cry because of you, your attitude, you pay me $1 million, 1,000, I wouldn't want to teach a lot of these students that don't have respect to your parents. There's no point. 纸上谈兵. Okay, I want you guys to respect parents and everything will be in place. Trust me. So I told Hazel, when you're reading the essay, I think, Hazel, your mom has its reason. To cut the story short now, okay? Just work hard. That's all. And I think the mom will return her handphone in talking to the Zoom. All right. So things, may I have this Karin? Karin, are you there, Karin? Karin, you know your sister is tomorrow that class. There's this girl called April, right? I think you've seen her before, right? She's actually from no. She's same the way she read pronounce is like the Jason. Today Jason is not in. Very well. I need to show you her essays. Very good. Okay, let's go. Okay. All the highlighted in yellows are all the magic words. Go.
Do you think poverty can actually be alleviated through sports? From my opinion of view, I will agree that this statement is indeed true, as I agree that through hard work, perseverance, effort, skills, and talent, I believe that one will surely become an outstanding sportsman, regardless of their background. In a nutshell, I strongly agree.
Everyone?
That poverty can be alleviated through sports, and that anyone, regardless of gender, background, and race, can be an excellent sportsman.
She is a very quiet IP girl who can write this. It took her a while, for a few months to slowly open up herself. You know why, Karin? Stress. So don't. It took me a while to open up and distress her. So be happy. Think like a freak. May I have Zhonghen, who haven't read yet? Haling, let's go.
Sports programs can reduce poverty by
No, can you read
promoting
this
health.
one? Sorry. This one here.
Oh, sorry. Sports programs can reduce poverty by hosting more matches and get more money to pay in. That's factually inaccurate. Poverty can be alleviated by sport through various ways, like they can organize more matches earn money and therefore give to the charity generously. This surely decreases the rate of poverty in a great and significant mean the same thing in a significant amount. Hence, I think poverty can be alleviated through sport.
Was lagging, so I can't really hear it. But there's a quick one. You see this, and you see he was so very shy. It took me about a few months to open up. So this is all the very real example I'm showing you. They are all my Sec2 students. Xing Yuan, can I have Kaiwan? Can you read this one? Very short. Kaiwan's brother Gavin is in Mian's class on every Sunday social study. Let's go. Poverty, Kaiwan.
Poverty can be alleviated by sport through various ways, like they can organize more matches to earn money and therefore give to the charity generously. This surely decreases the rate of poverty in a significant amount. Hence, I think poverty can be alleviated through sport.
Thank you. He's the shortest. The shortest paragraph, the paragraph that he wrote is the shortest among all of them in their class, of 9 of them. Okay, but you see, we can make it. Well done. Sorry, Goran, the handwriting might be a bit small. She's one of my top students here. Come, let's go. And she take care of her little sister every day when the mommy daddy is working very late at night. She will go to the childcare to fetch her sister and back home. I think you've seen them before, Han Ling and Tian Yu. And Warren, she came with her little sister, remember, during the Christmas party we had last year. Carry on, Warren.
Poverty is about not having enough money to meet basic needs, including food, clothing, and shelter. In fact, poverty is much more than not having enough money. As a matter of fact, the World Bank Organization describes poverty this way. Poverty is hunger. Poverty is caused by the lack of adequate financial resources such that individuals, households, and entire communities don't have the means to, what's this word?
Subsist.
Subsist or acquire the basic necessities for a flourishing life. Somehow, or rather, some countries are still facing poverty, and yet we are still ungrateful that we have all these resources. However, we can help the poor income families. Do we need to write that?
Which one? As we can do donating money.
As we can do donating money and fund to these countries where food is scarce. Needless to say, we should be grateful we have a roof over our heads and food to eat. Definitely, we should also help those who are in poverty.
Roof, right? This is a roof, right? Not roof, huh? This one look like cat, right? This one look like cat, huh?
Thus, we can do that by educating others, empowering girls and women for equal fairness.
Okay. And yeah, she got a B3. Not bad for improvement 2 grades. Jiaxing, are you there, Jiaxing?
Yeah.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi lag. Sorry. Last one, Jiaxing, are you ready, Jiaxing? Let's go, Jiaxing. Sian, Jiaxing.
Your thing loading.
Okay? Are you able to
Okay.
see now? Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Which one?
This Wi-Fi very bad, man. Seriously, yes. Zachary, Jiaxing, Jiaxing, let's go.
Poverty
The
can
Wi-Fi.
be early. What? Poverty can be alleviated by sports through various ways like promoting positive effects like mental and physical health. This can surely improve their overall well-being and reduce healthcare costs. Sports can also be used to alleviate poverty by donation. In fact, a famous footballer, Cristiano Ronaldo, generously sold his golden boot and donated all of the money to charity. As a result, many children have been fortunately saved from life-threatening illness. Needless to say, poverty can be effectively alleviated by sports.
So these are all the magic words that have been used in the list that I've given to you with 310 words. So I hope you can make full use of those words. Where is my file? I think okay, here, my file is here. So these are the words here, JJ. You can use it in your, JJ, are you there, JJ? So these are all the magic words. In fact, the top pass was given by one of the professor who told us that these words can be used in your social study, history, your English paper, whatever. So I'm going to even add a few more below to make it, oh shucks. Okay, to make it 310 words for you all to use, okay? So I would say we can't have time to do the debates on this one here. So I have to KIV to next week. That it will be the last lesson of this month for sports and poverty. Next month will be another 2 new topics. So please be prepared. If you all can do your parts to choose the topics and discuss more. Of course, Xiaoling, thanks for your introductions. And of course, I would like to see some of you to hand in your essay. And maybe I would spend some time to talk about question 3 and 4 essay with all of you. All right. Thank you so much for today's lesson. It's pretty late, and in fact, I have to wake up tomorrow morning early as well. All right, thank you, class. I'll see you next Friday.